Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Commonly, the question of the day, especially with a lot of new creators coming into the credit card creation space and also new credit card holders popping up. There's a crop every year, and with record high credit card debt, that means more people are either charging and or initially using credit cards anyway. I get the question of what card should I start out with? Now, I've given opinions that have been agreed with and others that haven't been taken so well, but what we're going to look at here is, as opposed to cards that you should start with, it's knowing exactly what cards it is that you're getting. Now, I'm going to break that down a little bit further after this quick intro.
Welcome back to my dad's channel. If you're new here, make sure to click that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to share.
Now, chances are, if you're like me, your first credit card's probably gonna be a Visa or a MasterCard, but most likely it's going to be a Visa. They're more popular, they're bigger. Now, with that, we are going to explore the levels of Visas. This way you'll understand that all Visas aren't created equal. Now, if you refer to the Visa website at us.visa.com, they will actually give you the levels of Visa protection, which is traditional Visa or Visa traditional. You can interpose the words if you'd like. There's Visa signature, which a lot of people are probably carrying and aren't even aware of. You probably just looked at a card right now to see if you have one. And Visa infinite. Now, as you can see, I've run through a specific order from lowest to highest, and we will get into all of those. So with the Visa traditional, or the traditional Visa, basically they're stamping Visa on the card. Now, from a payment network standpoint, because Visa does not issue cards, they are not an issuer of cards, unlike other payment processors who issue cards like Discover and American Express. So Visa is a straight payment network, but they do offer protections based on their name and their, spending power. So now essentially what I have found in the wild is most of the time you will get a regular Visa logo, no signature, no infinite, on one-off cards, smaller issuers, maybe small credit unions, and most likely you will see Visa, just Visa stamped on your debit card. Because for the most part, I'm a little older than most, so way back in my day, you actually had to have two cards when you went out. If you had a credit card and you had you had an ATM card, it wasn't actually a debit card then. You can just get money from your bank, but you couldn't use said ATM card in the store because it had no credit card logo. There was no payment processor associated with it. So now with that, with Visa, they will stamp Visa on bank cards, and you will actually enjoy some of the very sparse benefits that come with a traditional Visa card. Now, I'm not gonna, bore you guys with the long laundry list of benefits on each level. The Visa traditional is going to come with what most people would consider standard on a credit card, and that is zero fraud liability. So if your card is taken and it's proven to be used without your authorization, you will not be liable for those charges. That's normally fairly standard on a Visa card. And sometimes Visas will actually include partner perks like discounts on Shipped and or Skillshare, which are still pretty popular. They will also offer at least the lowest tier of identity protection through a third-party program. Now, in addition to that, if an issuer offers a Visa, they can actually pick, choose, and refuse other perks that are additional. So you always want to check with your issuer, but that's essentially what a Visa traditional is. And chances are, most of you don't have a standalone credit card that is just a Visa. We're actually going to get into the most common one next. So if you want to think about it, let's go back once again, back in my youth, when I was a young man before the first Fast and the Furious movie, and frankly, I think they're on like number 73. I think now they're racing to the retirement home, but the fact is that most people, when they drove cars, regardless of the manufacturer, they would have these things on their seatbelt that would say like powered by Honda, powered by Nissan, powered by Mugen. So essentially that's what a Visa traditional does for your debit card, so that way you can use it out in the streets, because now their payment processing network is allowing you to take money straight from your bank and buy goods and services with some minor credit card-like protections. But for the most part, they leave that liability to the bank. So the Visa signature, that is the middle ground, and it has a ton of benefits. I actually went through, I took a card that I had, for example, which is the Amazon Prime Visa Signature card. I did a video on it. I will link it here. That actually is a signature card. And I went through all the signature benefits in addition to the co-branded Amazon benefits, and they are considerable. So I'm not going to go through them all here. So let's start with the partner benefits. So you do get a discount on Shipped, which is a grocery delivery service. You get a 20% discount on Skillshare. You also get access to Visa's luxury hotels and resorts. It's something akin to the Amex FHR program. So you'll have similar benefits like late checkout, continental breakfast, food credits, space available upgrades. You'll be recognized when you get there. So they have an entire website dedicated to that. So now what the signature does, and like I said, there are way more things that I could list, but in the interest of time, you can feel free to reference the website or reference the video that I linked so you can see some of the other benefits. Now, the thing is like also one I want to bring up is CDW, collision damage waiver, because it can either be secondary or primary on a Visa signature card. So you have to understand that issuers can purchase all of these perks and different levels of perks. So that way, it's either the payment processor or the issuer themselves that are backing up that liability for that card that they're giving you. So for example, a famous Visa signature card that everyone is aware of that no one can stop talking about is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. That is a Visa signature card with a $95 annual fee that gives you primary CDW. So if you rent a car, you can turn down their insurance. Anything happens, they will go through them before they touch your insurance. Whereas conversely, that same Amazon Prime signature card that I have is also a Visa signature, has 0 annual fee, but their CDW is secondary. So they're gonna go through your primary insurance first, and then whatever's left, Visa will have to take care of. But now, even better still, I have the Chase Business Inc. trifecta. Every single one of those cards, including the no annual fee Business Unlimited and Business Cash, which are both Visa signature cards, both come with primary CDW, and neither one of them have an annual fee. So that's just to give you an idea. They can mix and match a lot of these things. So I'm giving you a baseline of what to expect with a Visa signature card. Now, where Visa signature soars beyond traditional Visa is with the protections, because outside of traditional Visa, now you are getting into travel protections like trip cancellation and delay. You have travel accident insurance. You have hotel theft insurance on some cards. So once again, these protections also are up to the issuer. They can buy, they can pick, choose, and refuse these protections as well. Because remember, the more things that they give you, the more liability they are taking onto themselves. And obviously, they want to pass that back on to the customer. Look, it sucks, but that's just how business works. And also, as a final feature, once you have a Visa signature card, you can actually go onto Visa's website, Visa proper, and they actually have offers akin to what issuers offer in order to get deals just for having a Visa signature card. So like when you do your Bank of America AmeriDeals, or you do your Amex offers or your Chase offers, you can do that on the Visa website. They will verify that you have this eligible signature card, and you can actually get further deals based on the fact of you having a signature card. So now I've run through that. Signature is very common. Now it is a common thing that the minimum, which they don't list on the website, that the minimum balance that you should be able to attain on a signature card is at least a $5,000 credit line, but it can actually soar way higher. For example, I have the Fidelity Rewards Visa signature from Fidelity, and I like the card, and it's a Visa signature card, and they gave me $18,000 as a limit. That is well beyond five. That's really way more than I needed. But either way, if you have a minimum of 5,000, there is no stated maximum. So that is something to keep in mind as we move on to the Big Daddy. Now, once we get into the territory of the Visa Infinite card, one thing that you need to drill into your head is that you will be paying an annual fee, period. Just don't even look for one without one, because now you are getting into some of the top tier travel cards, just some of the top tier cards period. Some of the commonly known Visa Infinite cards in the credit card space and beyond would be the Venture X, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the US Bank Altitude Reserve. And those would be the three that most people would be very familiar with. But there's also another example. That would be the United Club Infinite card. That too is a Visa Infinite. So now you'll notice that a lot of these are very travel centric because once you get into infinite territory, you get the benefits of the signature card. Plus, they can pick, choose, and refuse things such as a global entry reimbursement. So that'll get you free global entry, free pre-check, car rental privileges, and then on top of that, your protections will actually get better. So like with trip cancellation interruption on the signature side, that's normally a 12-hour window that you have to be delayed in order to exercise that coverage, whereas with an infinite card, it's only 6 hours. That's just to give you an idea. Some of the limits are higher also when you do like luggage insurance and such and what have you, but you can definitely go ahead and check this out. Even their hotels and luxury resorts program, the Infinite program, is actually different from the signature program. And when you go on the website, you actually have to enter your Visa Infinite card in order for them to validate you, and then you can see all of the things that they have to offer. Now, unfortunately, I actually possess quite a few credit cards, and it wasn't until I was making this video that I realized I don't have a Visa Infinite card. I don't. I'm locked out of Chase via 524 on their personal side, can't get the CSR. Capital One hates me and has decided to curse all of my future generations. I don't really have a relationship with US Bank, and I don't fly United, so I'm pretty much probably not gonna have an Infinite card for a while. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. Here's the thing, there are so many new terms and things that you need to learn as you get acclimated to the credit card space, whether you're gonna be team cashback, whether you're gonna be team travel. But the fact is like, there's no class for this. They don't teach it to you in high school. I mean, as far as I know, maybe some colleges do have it, but no one really teaches you what you're getting into. So now, in addition to differentiating issuers, now you got to differentiate levels of the payment processors, which could be separate from the issuers, which could be the same. You get how this can be confusing, so I just wanted to give you this rundown so that way also you can reference, like I said, us.visa.com in order to see every single benefit that they have laid out for you. So I just wanted this to be helpful, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to hold my fingers up here and you can see reviews on some of the Visa signature cards that I have. And until next time, I'll see you later.